This video tutorial is for day 7 of the Illustrator unit. That's color theory. I want you to start by looking at the PowerPoint, the color wheel that's in the folder, in my shared folder. After you're done with that, you can open the color theory Illustrator file that is right here. And when you open this, you see that there are 4 different files. Each are 4 different boxes. You're going to color those in following each of the 4 main color harmonies. So this one is going to be monochromatic, which means one color. Analogous are colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. Complementary are colors that are opposite each other and they contrast really well with each other. And then triadic are from 3 equal sides of the color wheel. Now the best way to find these, I find, is to go to a website called colorschemedesigner.com, and this is an interactive online color wheel. Now this is really cool for a bunch of reasons. One, I can very quickly just choose the color I want to use as my base, so maybe a light blue, and then here is a monochromatic color scheme. So those are colors that'll work. If I come here to the color list, I'm even given the hex codes of each of these colors. Now a hex code is a 6-digit code. It's numbers from 0 to 9 and A through F, and every color, all of the millions of colors that a computer can do, are represented by a hex code. So if I know that I want this light blue, then 1144AA is the color that I can use, and I can copy it here in the color list. I can highlight it with my mouse, press Control-C, go back into Illustrator, and when I open up my fill color box, notice down here this little number symbol that represents hex code. So if I Control-V and paste that hex code into there, that will be the color that is now available. And I can switch back and forth too. If I have a color that I really like in Illustrator, that's 3AFCFF, copy that, and then I can bring it into back to hues. Click down here where it says RGB. I can put in a color here and get that color as my base. And this is how I'll do that. So I'll use this one to start. Go back into Illustrator, and I'm going to use my mouse, use the black arrow to select all of the lines in this. We're going to do something called a live paint, which is something that you'll need to know for further assignments as well as on the test at the end of this unit. The Illustrator test, you'll need to be able to do this. With the live paint, we can take any lines that are overlapping and color in between them. And so I select all of the lines that I need, and then I'll press K on the keyboard to get my live paint bucket. And you'll notice when I mouse over it, it says click to make a live paint group. That's all I have to do. I just have to click, and now any closed off area is going to be highlighted when my mouse goes over it. And if I pick a color, whoops, make sure I'm selected off the lines first, I'll say I want that light blue again. Anywhere I click with the K paint bucket, the letter K on the keyboard, it's going to fill it in with that color. And it's just looking for lines that overlap. And so then I can come back to my color scheme designer, maybe use this color next. I'm going for a monochromatic, so all of them will be tints, which are lighter colors, and shades, which are darker colors of that original blue. So I'll paste in this darker one and maybe use that here, and I can color these in however I want using that color, that color harmony. And so I may want to go and pick a third one. It's not necessary. I'll leave it to you to decide how to color these in. But then you'll do the same thing with the next one. So analogous. Let's go back to colorschemedesigner.com. Maybe this time I'm going to use orange. And analogous is right here. It's 3 colors next to each other: orange, red, and the orange yellow here that I have. If I come back here to my color list, these colors will all blend well together. And so this is a really handy website to be able to use as a reference. I'll select all those lines, click K to get my live paint bucket, and then click in there again. And then whatever color is currently your fill color is going to be the one that colors it in. But I can always change it by clicking there again. So let's take this one, FF6B6F. Double click on that and put it in here in the hex code. Press OK. And now maybe those two. And then maybe I'll do orange, this bright orange. Maybe all the way around. I mean, whatever you want to do, as long as it's fulfilling the color harmony that's above it. So you'll have to do the same thing for the complementary colors and for triadic colors. Quickly, some other things that you can do in this color scheme designer. It's a pretty cool little resource. Down here at the bottom, you can see an example of how that color scheme will work with a light web page and with a dark web page. So I can say dark page example, and you can see how that'll look. And that gives you an idea of how those colors will fit well together in any sort of design. They just have it set up as a web page to let you see how they interact with each other. I have my complementary colors here. Those are colors opposite each other, and you can see that on the wheel. Wherever I drag them, those are the complementary colors. Triadic, which means 3. I even have ones that we don't really do in the class. The tetradic, which is 4. There's also some options here. You can see what these colors would look like with different kinds of color blindness. So I click here, and I can't pronounce these, but protanopy maybe? I don't know. That's what these colors would look like with that color blindness. And you have deuteranomaly, and you can see how these sort of color blindnesses affect people and how we have to be careful about which colors we use to avoid confusion for everybody, even people who suffer from color blindness. So use the colorschemedesigner.com, fill out this form with all 4 of the different harmonies, and then when you're done, come to File, choose Export, and save it as a JPEG. Remember, once again, it's the class period, your last name, your first initial, and then we'll call this one color. And then save that as a JPEG in your H drive and submit it to me. Thank you.